Well, hey everybody, it's 3 p.m. and it's time for dinner with Nanny Bubby. Say hello to Colette Brown, who is joining us today. Hey, Colette.
Hello.
Yeah, so Colette is our in-house wellness advocate. Sorry, I lost you there. There we go. There's this little blip that always happens at the beginning. And so happy to have you here. This is great. We've got some beautiful, colorful mixers and Instapot. I've got my own Instapot here. Actually, I borrowed it from Brenda because I actually have never really cooked it in Instapot. So this is going to be a new experience for me. I have my spaghetti squash, but it looks like a baby spaghetti squash.
Got mine too.
Yes. And you know, I just want to show all of you what I gave birth to this morning, by the way. Will you hand that to me? I don't know if you saw, I haven't posted this yet, but I've got to show you. Is this amazing? What came out of my garden this morning? Are you believing this?
Wow.
This is an Armenian cucumber that it was even hanging by the limb, like this little tiny vine that it was hanging from. It literally must weigh 4 or 5 pounds. And I've got a ruler here. Let's just measure this for the fun of it. So this is 12 and it's 18 inches long. It's unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Can you believe that? I took pictures of it being cut off and, you know, it's unbelievable. It's just amazing. I love what's coming out of the garden right now. It's so fun.
I love it.
So what would you like to start with?
Okay, so we're going to do two things. One, we're going to do some bread, which if we want to see the end result, we should probably start that first. Okay. So why don't we go ahead, and this is a mix. And so all you need to do is add eggs, water, and oil. This is grain-free, gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, and non-inflammatory, and it's very filling, a lot of beneficial fiber. The main flour in here is coconut. So coconut flour. So the first thing you're going to do is if you're a vegan, you can do a substitute for eggs. You can do 1 tablespoon of chia seeds to 3 tablespoons of water and then let it stand for about 5 minutes, which is what I did. So it's very gelatinous. The only downside to the chia seed egg substitute is that it does have like a slight watermelon taste to me. That's how I describe it. So, but if you're used to using egg substitutes, then it's fine. So, I'm going to use half chia seeds and half eggs. So we can go ahead and start our eggs. Marla, I think
Right. And before we get drilling with the mixers here, and lots of noise, everybody, so stand by. But I just want to say hello to everybody that joined us. So my mother is here, Adrienne. Teresa Anderson is here. Lucian Slacco says hello. Heather Glussman, my sister, says hello. Frank Solly, of course, Frank is here all the time. You wouldn't miss it. Frank is on the road. Let's see if I can get into, you know, it's funny. I wish that I could see who all is here, but it doesn't tell me. I mean, it tells me just a few, but it says 2 others are here. They're just not talking. So if you're here and you're not talking, would you please just, say hello, just say whatever it is. They got to put something in the chat. So I realized that I forgot to pull the avocado oil. So
okay.
Will you hold on for me just 1 second?
Absolutely.
Talk to everybody. You can talk to everybody. Okay. So say hello to everybody.
I will. So I'm Colette. I think I've seen a lot of you in Nanny Bubby Facebook lives before and absolutely love what she's doing. And I'm always learning something from her. And I myself have been on a journey to be well and to find different alternatives that you can incorporate into your everyday living that are nutritious, non-inflammatory, and that are very filling. And there's so much processed food out there right now that it makes it really convenient, and it's easier just to step down and grab something on the go as opposed to stopping and making something that's very nutritious as Nanny Bubby does every night. So I'm so happy to be part of this because I believe in it.
Well, we say that Colette Brown is the wellness, our own in-house wellness advocate. So it's great to have you here. Really, really, truly great to have you here. And Cynthia says hello from the Oakland airport. I don't know what she's doing up there, but she's at the Oakland airport.
Hi, Cynthia.
So
I have to make it down to her farm one of these days.
You definitely should, right? And
yes.
Yes, definitely, for sure. Okay, and Jim Benvenuti is here. Great. Jim is getting to be one of our regulars. I'm sure Frank Sully is happy to have you here as well. I have lots of wonderful Italian men that keep joining the show, which is great.
That's nice.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so first things first, what are we starting with? The eggs?
So we're going to start with the eggs. And one of the things that helps the bread, because there's no gluten in it, is the binding agent of the eggs or the chia seeds. So I like to make my eggs really nice and fluffy. So I like to beat them for at least a minute or two and just get them real frothy. So I have mine. I put my eggs in the KitchenAid, and I'm going to turn it on as soon as Marla turns on her beaters. And then it's going to be noisy for just a minute.
So what I want to tell everybody is that this is a gluten-free mix, of which there are very few gluten-free bread mixes on the market. And you are developing this. You've got a lot of trial and error going on with add a little more soda or, you know, whatever. But, you are going to be offering this as a packet of mix for sale, but for now, this is your own special recipe, right?
It is. And it goes beyond gluten-free. In my own health journey to wellness, I had to, because of my food intolerances, I had to completely eliminate grains. And a lot of gluten-free mixes, you might think, oh, they're great because they're gluten-free, when actually they have replacements like rice flour and white potato flour, which are inflammatory. Some gluten-free mixes even have high fructose corn syrup and really stuff that's not healthy. So just because it says gluten-free or it says keto, it doesn't mean that you're free and clear. So I've learned that along the way and couldn't find a bread that I could eat. And so I'm a baker. I've baked growing up. And so I went in the kitchen and started developing this recipe. And I'm really happy to be sharing it with those that also have limitations or just want to reduce the inflammation because it does help.
And I love that what you're doing is packaging it so that people can just order the packages, and then you tell them put in 8 eggs and a cup of avocado oil, and that's it. And they could get the most delicious gluten-free, grain-free bread. And it's just coming from the love of your heart and something that you've worked very hard on. Did I lose you, or are you frozen? Are you there? I can't hear her. We can't hear you, Colette. Nope, we lost your audio, my friend.
One of us is.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, there we go. Yes, there. We're back.
Lose each other?
Yeah, I think we did for a minute. I couldn't hear you.
So Lucy said her live is freezing, and so our live was freezing too. I'm not sure what it was.
Okay.
But anyway, we're all back. And Cynthia Berman says to everybody, she says, come on down to the farm. She'd love to have you. So that's great.
Yay.
I've got my 8 eggs in here, and you've got your 8 eggs in there. And so stand by, everybody, for simultaneous noise. I mean,
and I'm gonna grab the loaf of bread that I made yesterday so that you can see the final product. So when I turn this on, I will be right back.
Okay. There's always one little egg yolk that just keeps swimming around and you can't get it to swim. Make this light and fluffy. Okay.
Okay.
What's great is I cannot hear your mixer at all. Did you hear mine?
I think that Zoom has an amazing noise canceling something because it's, yeah, I couldn't hear yours. So.
Oh, you can hear mine?
No, I could just hear you talking. I know.
And you know, when I interviewed the little girl Hadar and she turned her mixer on, I couldn't hear her mixer either.
Amazing. I love it.
Just when it comes to so Sue said OMG. I'm not sure why she said OMG. Why OMG, Sue? So, okay, go ahead.
All right. So I just dumped my chia seeds in.
Okay.
Because you didn't do chia, but I put mine in. And then I'm just going to turn on low since you can't hear it.
So everybody said they couldn't hear either of the mixers, which is interesting. But when I talk, could you hear me, I wonder?
I can hear you perfectly.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, and my mixer's going right now, and I guess you can hear me too.
He can hear you perfectly, but cannot hear the mixer. I love that.
Crazy. Love it.
Crazy, crazy.
So now we're going to put in, we're doing a double recipe. So it's 1 cup of oil. And I prefer using either avocado oil because there's no flavor. Some people like to use, they like to use coconut. I think it makes it a little more dense and it definitely has a flavor. You can also use olive oil, but again, you're going to have a little bit of a flavor with it if you use it.
So when you say we're making a double recipe, should I go get this so I only brought out one package?
No, just so that's good. That's for a whole loaf. And I find that a lot of people, if they're eating alone, that it stays fresher if they make a half a loaf. If you make the full loaf, that's a double. And what you can do is you can freeze it.
Package, so my question is, 1 package is for 8 eggs?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have the option of making a half loaf and using half the mix, or you can make a full loaf and use the whole package.
So Sue Rainish was saying OMG when she saw my cucumber. Did you guys see my cucumber? Bring that back and let me show.
I'll be right back.
I just want all of you to see that have joined again. Hi, Yael. So nice to have you here. I gave birth to this morning. I don't think my kids weighed as much as this or were as long as this cucumber. Honest to God, can you believe this?
That is so funny.
Bigger than it looks, can I tell you, in all truth. And this came out of my garden and another one came out that was just kind of just a little bit thinner and bigger, but isn't that great? Whoops, I'll just leave it here in case anybody else.
I love it.
I'm so proud of what I gave birth to this morning. We have to put it up on story or reels. I took
some. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, great videos. Okay, so should I put the oil in?
So go ahead and pour your oil in.
Okay.
And then we also need 2/3 cup of water.
Okay, and then what?
And so once that is all incorporated in, then you're going to add in, you're just going to open your mix.
Okay.
And you're just going to dump it in and mix it up. And that's it. You don't have to knead it or let it rise. You just add it in.
So this mix was sent to me right from Colette's kitchen. She mixed this up specially just for me and sent it over, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're just going to mix this up, right?
Yep.
What consistency are we looking for with this?
It's going to be, it's not going to be liquidy. It's going to be a thicker, kind of like maybe a brownie mix. You know how it's a little denser. So
Yes, I can see this. Okay.
So you don't have to, I'm just going to do it on high for a second. Okay. So that's it.
So
and
that's
then
very easy.
so easy to do. And then the other thing that I like to do is I'm all about ease of cleanup, making things easier on myself, being a mom. It's like so much work. So I like to find shortcuts wherever I can. And I also find that it helps come out easier. So I have a, where did I put my scissors? Maybe I didn't bring them. Like I thought I did. Anyway.
You're going to cut parchment to go into the pan instead of just.
So what I was going to do, but I'll just fold it. It's fine. But normally what I'll do is I'll cut down the angle down the sides.
Okay.
And then I put it in the pan. So, but I'll just do it with my hands. I'll push it in and kind of fold it. Okay. I hope this is not hurting everyone's ears because it's really crinkly sounding. I hope it's noise canceling.
But definitely the parchment. Okay.
And I love parchment. If you're still using foil, you need to let that go because the metals in the body are linked to Alzheimer's, dementia, other health diseases. So get rid of your foil. Have it for certain things. Maybe if you're baking a pie and you want to cover the crust, or I don't know, but I probably use foil once a year. And the rest of the time I use parchment paper.
And what I taught them is that if they have to cover a pie with foil, at first they cover the pie with parchment and then cover with the foil. So that the
there
foil
you go.
Is anything.
So it holds it in. Okay. And then the other thing that I love to do, because I like a little texture and a little extra flavor, you could use poppy seeds, you could use sesame seeds, whatever you like, and just kind of dress up your bread. You could use kind of an everything bagel kind of topping as well. But you don't need to put any oil in your parchment paper. I just take some sesame seeds and I'm going to sprinkle them in the bottom before I jump. Yeah, before I dump it in.
And then try to make it nice and even down there, right?
Yeah. And it's really, it's just make it your own. It's fine.
It's great idea. For any kind of a loaf, like if you're making a banana loaf, you could literally chop nuts and put it at the bottom. So Yael is here, Lisa is here, and so Lisa Dell is here. Yeah.
Hey, hi, Yael. I'm so glad you joined.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. So I'm putting it in. It kind of looks a little like banana bread because of the yellow from the yolk, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little colored. So you just put it in, and I'll show you another trick that you probably already know, Marla, from baking.
I'm a baker. I'm a cook, but I don't. Because I'm not high in sugar, I don't usually do a lot of baking.
Yeah. So another trick that you do whenever you, especially brownies, something like that, you take your pan and you drop it, and it helps everything just settle in. And you drop it a few times. And have you done that before?
By accident.
Yeah. So you just drop it, and then it just helps everything kind of settle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my loaf pan is a 9-inch loaf pan. I think we want to tell everybody because there are 2 loaf pan sizes. I just want to show everybody that. There's this extra large one, which is about, I think it's 10.5 or 11.5 inches, or was it 12.5?
I think it was 12. Yeah.
Yeah, 12 and a half. And you can see the difference in size. So this is the smaller 9-inch pan. And this is filled completely. Now, will this rise?
A little bit. It's not gonna rise a lot, but it will a little bit. Okay. And then the final step, once it's in your bread pan, is I like to top it again, sesame seeds.
Awesome. Okay.
And the ones I'm using are toasted. So you don't have to use toasted sesame seeds, but I think it gives a little more flavor. So I like toasted. And then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so that's it. I'm going to pop this in my oven and I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm going to finish up with the sesame seeds on top of mine. I just want to show all of you how fabulous this looks. Can you see that? Yeah. Now I'm going to take the sesame seeds. So the sesame seeds on the parchment paper actually kind of started rolling around. So I feel like my seeds kind of all got in one area. But when sprinkling this on top, you can do a nice even sprinkle. And so it goes, you know, all the way through.
Yeah.
And it sticks.
So
if we had sprayed just a little bit of avocado oil, maybe at the bottom of the parchment paper, then
to hold the seeds.
Yeah, and held the seeds in place, maybe just long enough to get the bread on top of it. So I'll hand this to Megan and she can put it in the bottom oven for me.
Perfect. So I'm just going to show you, this is what it looks like.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So you could do a grilled cheese for your Wisconsin cheese. You could do avocado toast. You can toast it and then use it as breadcrumbs for schnitzel. You can do French toast. My girls love when I do French toast with this. So I just dip it in a little egg and then I use blueberries without anything and I cook them down in the pan and I pour it over the top and it's like a nature sugar and it's so tasty.
And how does this freeze? Like if you were, once it comes out and if you were to slice it and then freeze it, how does it freeze?
Yeah, it freezes great. And that's what I recommend. If you're going to freeze it, definitely slice it before. And it's even better if you can put a little piece of parchment in between. But not necessary, but I found that's the best way to do it. So yeah. And then you just pull it out, toast it, have it as a toast in the morning, grass-fed butter, whatever you want. Cool. So the next thing we're going to do is our beautiful spaghetti squash. Oh, wait, Marla, I have a question for everyone. How many of you own a bread pan? Because I'm noticing in all of my R&D that most people don't own a bread pan. Oh, so I know it's fascinating.
So, let's see. So I would love to ask. I'm sure Yael does. Let's see. Judy Woods, I'm sure probably does. Ben Benuti probably does. I don't know. All of you, Lucy, how many of you put a 1 in the chat if you own a little bread pan like this? A loaf pan. It's called a loaf pan because you make meatloaf, fried.
Or a loaf pan, loaf pan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I'm just curious because I found that a lot of people just don't
not own a loaf pan, but Megan does. And okay. Oh, Frank says he does. Lisa says she owns a baguette pan. That's interesting.
Huh. I don't have one of those.
Yeah. Loaf pan. She has that. Yep. Yael, Frank. So mostly everybody except for Judy. Oh, wait, Judy took that back. She has a loaf pan. Okay, Judy, I was worried about you there for a minute.
I found my scissors.
Always too late. I've done the same thing. Okay.
Oh, it's fine. Okay, so what are we going to do now? We're going to make spaghetti squash in the Instant Pot. So you just simply open it. And Marla, does your audience, have they used an Instant Pot?
Well, I know before? A lot of people have. I never have. I borrowed this Instant Pot today in order to do this segment, and I've actually never used an Instant Pot. So,
okay.
A little bit about it. Why would anybody want one?
Because if you need to eat on the fly, you're really hungry, you want a great meal and you need it fast, this is your place to do it, is in the Instant Pot. When you're doing stews, you know how sometimes the meat just comes out hard. Every single time in the Instant Pot, it falls apart. It's amazing. And it just incorporates flavors. It's really good. It's not, I don't think it's the best for everything, but I think for those certain like soups and like a whole chicken, you could do it in here, but I kind of prefer the browning of the skin in the oven, you know, so there's certain things that you can do, like from frozen to cooked within minutes. So
Teresa Anderson has a loaf pan. Hey, Teresa, I didn't see you come in, so welcome aboard.
I'm impressed with your audience.
I know, they're here every day. They're so great. They're so great. And I look forward to seeing them every single day. And they've all been winning the summer barbecue tournament, which we've had all these fabulous people coming on live to cook with me, and they were all afraid to do it, but now one did it and it wasn't so bad, and Lucy, who was scared to death, did it, and it was great. And so we're going to pick our next winner tomorrow, so that's going to be so much fun.
How fun. I love that.
So Judy says she gave an Instant Pot as a gift to her daughter-in-law, who is a nurse, and she loves the Instant Pot. Williams-Sonoma sent it directly to her. So in Connecticut. So what is funny about the Instant Pot, Colette, is that we've got slow cookers and now we have Insta cookers. And yet I understand that the Instant Pot actually can be a slow cooker as well. Yes,
it can do a lot of things. It can saute. If you're doing a stew, you can saute your vegetables or your meat prior, and then just do everything in here. So you can't, so it's very multifunctional. You can make yogurt. There's some that have I think it's an air fryer option. I mean, there's many varieties and flavors to Instant Pots. But I only use it really for a pressure cooker. And I have a funny story. When I was a little girl, I was probably 8 years old. And if you remember those traditional pressure cookers, and the top would just spin around, and I was fascinated by it, and it was splashing out, and I thought, oh, it needs to be repositioned, and I touched it and it flipped off. My mom was making black-eyed peas, and it was like a volcano erupted all over the ceiling, the cabinets, and it just kept going because they don't stop. So,
I guess you have to unplug it, right? You have to unplug it.
Well, it was on the stove.
Oh, right. To the fire off.
So there's no way to stop it. So my mom, I remember her like, okay, get out of the kitchen. And then she had to take, I think, a towel with the top, and while it's spouting, and like throw it over and try to position the top of the,
But you're lucky you didn't get burned. You're lucky that it didn't just like burn out all over you. You're so lucky.
Well, because it came out of that little tiny hole that was releasing pressure, I was able to avoid a catastrophe. So this is way easier than old pressure cooker.
Yes, I remember my grandmother using the old pressure cooker as well. So I washed the outside of my spaghetti squash.
Okay.
And all right. What do we do next?
So now what you're going to do, okay, so there's two ways to do it. You can either put the whole thing inside of the Instant Pot. And I'm going to show you this one. I cooked this one before the show whole. I just poked some holes in it. So if you want to do it that way, and then I can do
it the fast way, just so that maybe we can have a little conversation about wellness and it'll be done. So
okay. That's great. And then I'll show you how to do it by cutting it open.
Okay. Lengthwise.
And you want to make sure that it fits into your Instant Pot. And if it doesn't, then you can quarter it.
So there's no way I'm going to get through this thing.
Are you cutting it or you're perforating it?
No,
you're doing it the fast way.
Yeah.
So just take, you can use a knife, like a pointy knife, and just kind of do some perforations. So I opened mine. And so if you can see the seeds inside of here, I'm just going to scrape them out and get all the stringy parts out. Pretty easy. Just like that.
So I'm
and
scared
done.
Right now.
You're a little scared?
Yeah, because I'm having a little bit of trouble cutting through this. I don't want to cut off my hand when I'm live with Nanny Bubby.
No, you don't. You don't want to cut yourself.
Not be a fun story to tell.
The old way I used to make this, which sometimes I still do, but is in the oven. And what I would do is I would do exactly this. I would cut it in half and I would put a little olive oil on the flesh part and a little bit of salt, and then put it face down on a cookie sheet on top of parchment paper and let it go for about 40 minutes to an hour on 350. And so you can do that. And then again, if you like that kind of toasted effect, you flip it over and you can put it on the burnt, you know, the it's skipping my mind, you know, where you can
broil it.
Broil it. Yes, thank you. And make it a little bit toasty. So
interesting about squashes, like these squashes, they smell like pumpkin, right? They smell like raw pumpkin when you open them.
Yeah, they do.
So you know what I find is that a grapefruit spoon is the best thing to scrape this out with.
Oh, interesting. I love that with the little
claws
at the end.
It's a little too stringy, but if you just take the grapefruit spoon and then it gets all those seeds right out.
Great idea. I love that tip.
I like it.
So
when I seed cucumbers, I seed them with a grapefruit spoon. It just takes seconds.
I like that. I need to get some water for the Instant Pot. Hold on one second.
All right, everybody, you can see me seeding this. And just this last little bit, I think I just need to grab it and pull it out. And all these strings in this spaghetti squash end up with cook it to actually be the spaghetti.
So I'm pouring a cup of water in my Instant Pot.
Now, when we put this in the Instant Pot, are we putting it in upside down like this, or are we putting it in this way?
Okay, so you're doing it, you cut it. So you're going to put it in the skin down, flesh up, and you set it, and you can kind of just stack it on top of each other.
Actually, this one is so small. I think I could put them right next to each other.
Side by side. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then you just put on your lid. And let's see. All right. So tell me when you're ready. I'm going to start cutting open.
Now, are you going to salt? Are you going to salt them or season them?
No, I don't do anything I don't. I just put it like that and I do seasoning after.
Okay, so tell me what to do. I've got to put this top on.
Okay, put your top on. And then, okay, so this took me a little while to learn because I was I didn't know what to do, but okay, so right now it says off.
See if you can see. Okay, so what?
So right now mine says off. I don't know what yours says.
It says off.
Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to press the one that says pressure cooker.
Which is where?
On mine, it's the top left button.
Where is it? Right here. Okay. Mine is the bottom right button.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then it's going to, then you're going to, a little clock will appear and you can add time or take time off.
So mine is 30-second. And
so you want to, you can set it for like 6 or 7 minutes. Mine's a little bit bigger, so I'm going to say 7. But if yours is smaller, you might be able to do it in 5.
Okay. But it's just counting up by the seconds. Is there a way to count it up by the minutes?
I'm not sure on yours. Can you, if you, mine goes by the minutes. If you hold it.
Yeah, it's just, well, I'm at 3 minutes and 52 seconds now. So
okay.
a while to go.
Yeah, mine doesn't do seconds.
No, it went back to 19 seconds. Okay. How did that happen? All right. Pressure cooker, high, on. All right, I'm counting again.
Okay. All right, and I'm just gonna open, while you're doing that, I'm gonna open the one I made whole. So if you're in a rush, you don't have time to cut it open, or you're afraid to cut it open because it is tougher skin, you can do it this way and it's a lot easier to cut after. So I'm just gonna slice it open. How's it going?
I'm at 3 minutes. I'm scared to take my finger off for fear that I'll have to start again.
Okay, what brand is that?
4 minutes. Oh no. It reset after 4 minutes.
Huh.
It's on keep warm. Pressure level. So what pressure level do I put it at?
Mine's at high.
Pressures, okay. Pressure low, pressure high, okay. It's on keep warm.
Okay, you don't want keep warm. You want, press your pressure cooker button again.
Okay, I just unpressed keep warm.
Okay.
There we go. Now, okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. I've never used this before, and I figured they all looked alike. It's an Instapot Duo Plus. What is yours?
Mine's just, mine's an Instapot Duo Gourmet.
Oh, well, that's the problem.
Yeah,
okay.
They just changed the buttons around just to,
just to mess us up.
Just to mess with us.
So when I hit 4 minutes last time, it kind of went away. No, it's going to go away again. So when it gets to 55, oh, shoot, it didn't reset.
Oh, no. I don't know that one. Why don't you let it go at 4 minutes and just see how that goes.
Yeah, I did. It's just that when it got to, I meant to take my finger off at 3:55 and
oh, so it's not letting you go at all over 4 minutes.
Exactly. It resets at 4 minutes. Okay. So I have to be really careful. Like when it gets to 3:40, just accept it.
Okay. All right. So also know that once you press the time, it needs to calibrate and it's pressurizing. So the time will start after a couple minutes of the actual cooking time. And then once it's done, you can either do a fast release. There's a pressure valve that you can press, or it just naturally will release the pressure. And then it will go to a keep warm status. So if you do make your stew or what's that?
Does it count down? So now it just says on. Does it count?
Yeah. So yeah, mine says on. So don't touch anything. Like let it be. And now it's pressurizing.
Okay. And then does it start counting down the minutes?
Yes. And then your minutes will come up once it's pressurized. And then it will show you your minutes and it'll start counting down from there.
Okay. Anybody out there watching have any suggestions? Like I am, I just tried to set this.
Once it's counting down the minutes, I bet you can add more time at that point.
Oh, Mary McConville says hi. Hey, Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Love you so much.
Miss you.
Here. Oh my gosh.
All right.
but if I had the bigger banana squash or spaghetti squash, how would I have set it for 7 minutes when this thing keeps resetting at 4?
I don't know. I don't know, but let's see. Once the minutes pop up, then see if it will allow you to
have your minutes
add time on. Yeah, that once the minutes pop up and it's calibrated, then you can see if you can add minutes on to that.
Are your minutes popping up? Do you have minutes popping up?
Not yet. It's still pressurizing.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Anybody have any questions? Because I'm out of breath here. I'm like so confused.
Yeah. Okay. So, here's the one that I made earlier.
Okay.
And so this is the one I did whole. So the seeds are inside. You can see that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to really gently scrape it out because at this point it's completely cooked and the actual squash will start coming out too. So you just want to pull out the essentials. And then
can you move that just a little more in camera view so we can see what you pulled out?
Oh, you want to see the bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the seeds.
Like steady,
it looks like, yeah, there's a little bit of the squash that came out with it, which is okay. And then you just take a fork and you can just like this, just kind of peel it out.
Now, is that browned by chance? Now, let me ask you this. Has yours started counting down yet? Because I just don't even know if mine's on.
Not yet.
Really? Okay.
No, it takes about 5 to 7 minutes to calibrate.
Oh, so basically it's 14 minutes altogether.
Yes, if you count the calibration. Yeah. So that's why it's important not to stop it. There, then this is out. So now I have just the skin and I have all this delicious.
Using it, Colette.
Okay, so what you can do now that you have this spaghetti squash is you can, what my girls and I like to do is take a little bit of avocado or olive oil and you can just drizzle over the top. And you can put on some salt, pepper, whatever kind of seasoning you could kind of make it your own. We also love capers. So I like to put capers on it.
That sounds delicious.
Like, yeah.
What about some chopped pistachio nuts?
Yeah, you could do pistachios. You could do a marinara. You can do Parmesan cheese. Wisconsin Parmesan cheese. I can't open my capers. Okay, mine's going.
Oh, yours is going.
Yeah, you should start seeing steam coming out pretty soon out of yours.
Do I have to adjust this top thing up here?
No, just don't touch. Yeah. So when it pops off, it's pressurized, like it already pops open the vent. And then once you put it on and close it, that closes back down to the state that it needs to be in. And so you don't want to touch anything and just let it go. And yeah, I'm trying to get these open. I think I need a grip to open this.
No, can I just tell you how to easily open anything stuck like that that's that small?
Please tell me.
Okay, grab a butter knife. Here, I'm going to go get my capers. Hold on, I'll show you how to open it.
Okay, because I just got a little gripper.
Okay, well that'll probably do it, but I'll show you a trick so you don't have to use a gripper.
Okay.
Okay, but let me get this. Mine is sealed in plastic. So let me get it off. Which is always so annoying, isn't it?
Yes, it is annoying.
Mine is still not counting down, just want you to know.
Okay.
Well, I actually can do this with this on. So what you do is, if you break the seal with a little bit of air, it opens right up. So if you take the flat side of a butter knife, not the you know, the serrated side, but the flat side of a butter knife.
Okay.
And hold it on there and give it a whack, and it'll dent. And then you give it another whack right at the edge and it'll dent.
Okay.
And now you've created air to get in, and it just opens right up.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, there you go.
Marla. I've been waiting for that all my life.
I know. It's the easiest thing. I always, you know, sometimes it does, whether it's pasta sauce or whether it's capers or anchovies or even a baby. I learned that from my grandfather when my sister was born. The baby food, the Gerber baby food jars were always so tight, nobody could get them open. And he would always say, it's so easy. You just take a butter knife and go crack, and you'll see the aluminum top will bend, which causes air to get in underneath it, which causes it to pop and boop, right off the top.
I was going to ask you, where did you learn that? So thank you, Grandpa.
Yeah, thank you to my grandfather. Isn't it funny? The things that you learn at such an age and you still remember them. My pot is still not counting down. Just want you to know.
Okay. I want you to see this.
Oh, that's beautiful.
How delicious does that look?
Yes, it looks beautiful.
And it's so healthy. It's really slow burning carbs, nutrient dense. It's a fast meal. If you don't finish this, put it into a storage container, pull it out tomorrow. And when you're hungry, and you can warm it up, eat it cold. However you would eat pasta really is what you can do with spaghetti squash. And you're also reducing the inflammatory foods. And of course, we like to try to eat everything non-GMO, organic if possible. Or out of Marla's garden, if we could all be so lucky to partake. One day I will partake.
Every day, everybody who just came on, look at this cucumber that I pulled. I mean, I literally gave birth to this. This is longer than my son was when he was born. And probably weighs more, honestly. Look at that. Isn't that crazy?
Do you have a scale so you could weigh it?
I do, actually. I probably should weigh it, huh?
I would love to see what it weighed. Yeah.
So Lisa says that she is such a fan. Her skin feels firm and looks clear using the products that she won on the show when we did. And when Stephen was here.
I love it. Yes. We're feeding right now our microbiome of our stomachs. We know that that's so important. And then yes, the Columbia probiotic skincare feeds the microbiome of the skin topically. So when you're feeding your body nutritious food, you're using really beneficial products topically. It's like a 1-2 punch to anti-aging and to just really self-care. We all love that.
So let me ask you a question. Do you guys want to see me cut this open?
Yeah.
Waiting and see what's inside?
Yes.
I'm going to ask Megan to do a really good video on it, because I did some videos of us cutting it this morning, and then I can put it all in a reel. But how about this? So it actually got to growing so big that there was a little bit of like cracking going on in the skin. But you know, I have a farmer that comes every Thursday morning to help me with getting this garden looking the best that it can be. And I'm learning a great deal, but I wanted to leave it on the tiny little vine awaiting her arrival today. So, you know, with the heat, Colette, you may not know this, but Vegas today, it's like 114.
Ooh, that's hot.
If you can look inside, and you might want to get a tight shot of me like cutting it, and look at how it's rolling around here. And then I do the same thing, Colette, is I am going to take, hey, Mark from TWA, how are you? Thank you for being here. Okay, so I'm going to cut this open. And so look at the seeds in this. Can you see that? And then what we do is we take a grapefruit spoon, for which I have lost, and we're just going to seed it. Now, these are our medium cucumbers, and it is actually a cross between a honeydew, which is what it looks like on the inside, and an English hothouse cucumber. So are you guys seeing this? Are you seeing it, Colette?
I think I had a, I have my phone on do not disturb, but I had a call come in, so I couldn't hear you talking. That's what happened.
Okay. All right. So
but I can see that. Wow.
So now let me tell you what I do is the skin is edible, even though it's really quite hard, but the skin is totally edible. So let me just show you. So I'll tell you what I do with this, which is really amazing. So there, I mean, this is just so big. This is like the size of, I can't even tell you, but the skin is edible, and I'm gonna cut it up in ice cube size. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to put them in a Ziploc bag and freeze them. And tomorrow morning, I'm gonna grab my chocolate protein mix, water, and instead of putting ice in it, I'm gonna use the frozen Armenian cucumbers and put those in for nutrition. And also it gets really frothy and thick, as opposed to with ice cubes, it gets really thin and icy, right? And then I have sweet potatoes growing out there, and I go out there and cut a few of the sweet potato leaves, because the sweet potato leaves are, you know, have a large nutrition level, as opposed to spinach. Every day, spinach can be toxic when you eat it every day. So I put the sweet potato leaves in with my chocolate protein and my frozen Armenian cucumbers. How's that? You want me to eat one and show you how good it is?
I love it. Really good.
It's so big, but I do have to say that the skin on it is really, it's a little bit hard. When they grow this big, the skin is like, oh, do I see a baby? Hi. Oh, do you want to see a grandson? You want to see Mr. President?
Mr. President.
Mr. President, everybody is here. Come. Oh, and come say hello to my beautiful daughter. Come on, beautiful daughter. But stay away from this. This is the Instant Pot being hot. It finally is showing minutes.
You say hi?
Hey, everybody. Can you believe this? Do you want to taste that? Look at this Armenian cucumber. Did you see this today? Look at that.
That's from here?
That's from here. We cut it off the vine today. It literally is longer than Russell was when he was born. And it felt like I gave birth to it today.
So, can you wave to everybody? Say hi.
Can you blow a kiss? Oh, hey, Liv. Oh my God, little doll faces here. Who knew? Everybody can say hi to Colette.
Oh, she's hiding.
She's hiding.
Okay, all right.
She's hiding.
Bye, Colette.
Where are you
Bye,
guys?
Harmony. Bye, Dollface and Mr. President.
Bye, Dollface and Mr. President. Oh, camera. You just said camera. You want to see the camera? Come back. Come see the camera. Can you blow a kiss to the camera? Sure. Oh, he's blowing a kiss. Hurry, get over here. Mwah.
Oh.
Mwah. Can you blow a kiss to the camera? Mwah. Everybody say hello, Mr. President and Dollface. Mwah. Hi, guys.
So cute.
Going upstairs to camera. Are you going upstairs to see Grandpa? Okay, take your shoes off. Okay, yours is
okay. Do you have minutes on your Instant Pot?
Yeah, it says 3:33.
Okay, see if you can press plus.
Yeah.
What did it add on to the time?
1 second per press.
Okay.
I'm at 3:57, 58, 59. I'm afraid if I hit 4.
I know.
So I'm going to leave it there.
So why don't you wait on that? But okay, so you're counting down. Mine's finished. And it's just depressurizing right now. So the letting off the steam, and you'll be ready in just a few minutes. Yeah.
So good.
That's such a great idea. I never thought about taking cucumber and cutting it and freezing it and putting it in as ice replacement.
Right. So if you could do it with English cucumbers, or you could do it with regular cucumbers, but you need to skin those, right? But cucumbers are so nutritious. There's a lot of water in them. So it adds a water level to it, but the nutrition is wonderful. But the meatiness of it is so much better than the iciness of it, right? Iciness from using ice cubes, and that's why I like it.
That's great. And the tip on the sweet potato leaves.
Yes. So my sweet potato leaves are really dark, rich green, even more evergreen than the spinach. And some of them have really beautiful, like brown sweet potato color in the leaves. And those are the ones that I like the best. Believe it or not, they have a bit of sweetness to them. And so it just adds like a level, like imagine sweet potatoes with a little bit of like chocolate in it. Like it's got like a combination flavor. So when I add it to my chocolate protein, it's really great.
I have to tell you, we went and visited Mayan ruins in Mexico. And when we were walking around the premise, they took us by one of the medical huts that they had at the time. And there was growing, they called it a lime tree, but there were no limes on it, but there was little leaves that smelled and taste like lime. And it's very healing. He's like, you can put it, because we had to wear masks. He's like, you can put it inside your mask, or you can chew on it. And the properties are just like really intense. And I'd never heard of a lime tree that didn't have lime, but it was lime leaves. And it fascinating to me.
Well, my lime tree has no limes. It flowers, but I can't get limes out of it. But
is it a baby?
No, I had it in a pot for maybe 5 years. And so its root system was just not happy. So I did transplant it into the ground this spring or summer actually. And so I highly suspect that maybe next year we could actually get fruit from it.
Okay. Very nice. All right. What's your time at?
Well, my time went from 3 minutes and 59 seconds to 3 minutes and 57 seconds.
I wonder if you have it on hour.
Yeah, but
hours.
3 hours and 50. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think you're on hours instead of minutes. So why don't you let it go? So it probably is a 4-hour maximum time.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So why don't you let it go like 3 or 4 more minutes?
Okay.
And then we'll just have to do it. Then you can shut it off and do a manual pressure release.
Okay.
Or you can move the time down if you want.
Oh my God. I think enough beeping. Can you guys all hear the beeping?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Okay. I think you're right. I think it was hours.
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving the time down now. To what, like 3 minutes, you think?
Yeah, put it down to 3 minutes.
Right, so it came up at 19 minutes. That's where it started, and not 19 seconds.
I want to also say that in the Instant Pot, if you're making bone broth, you can, instead of making it, 36 hours, 48 hours, you can cook it in 2 to 3 hours in your Instant Pot, and it has the same benefits. So that's another good use for your Instant Pot.
I should ask Armenia how to do this. She's got one of these. Okay, so I'm at 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. 3 minutes.
There you go. Perfect.
Not 3 seconds.
3 minutes.
Sorry about that. Did you seed my, did you get good video, Megan? Okay, we'll put it with the other video and we'll make a reel. How's that? Okay. So I'll post a reel of this thing that I gave birth to this morning.
Amazing. Do you have more of those, or is that the only?
No, there's little tiny babies. They grow about 2 inches a day. So there's a little one on the tree right now that's about the circumference of the capers and about half the size. So about that big. And tomorrow I'll go out there and it'll be fatter and 2 inches longer.
Wow.
I'll go out the next day and it'll be fatter and 2 inches longer. And the last time I looked at this one was on Sunday when everybody was here for July 4th, and it was not near this big. It was, you know, a little bit thinner. So
I think there's nothing more rewarding than the fruits of your labor, the literal fruits of your labor.
that's for sure.
And so nutritious, and you know what kind of soil it was in, and the type of seeds is great. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you say? Are you ready to open yours up?
Yeah, I think so. Let me see. I'm going to push the little button here and see if there's any. So mine's still letting off steam, literally. So I'm going to hold it down until there's no more steam that's releasing. I could have done this when the timer went off, but I let it just kind of naturally release. So those are your options. So we're almost done. All right. When there's no more steam, it's just a simple twist of the lid, and then it's ready to open. Okay. So twist, open, and there we go. These are done, and very hot. I don't really want to touch it, but I'll pull it out and put it here so you can see it. So there we go.
And about how I'm glad Harmony's here because I'm going to send her home with spaghetti squash. They love it.
Yay.
Yay.
Who doesn't love spaghetti squash? So yeah, you want to let it just stand and cool for a little bit, and then you're ready to eat it. Awesome. So yeah.
And so how is, oh, it's off. Okay. Mine is now off. So
okay.
Now, so I don't burn myself. What do I do?
So now you can press the pressure release valve on the lid, which is a little black button usually. Mine's right here. There's a little, next to the big, there's a big one and a little one.
Mine doesn't have that.
You don't have a big and little?
But I guess I can open it.
No, don't open it yet. Yeah, you need to release the pressure first. There has to be a pressure release. Yeah, make sure your finger's not over.
No. Can you see that? So I guess if I press on this, maybe this is more manual.
Yeah, so there should be some kind of a release, and then like mine, I just pressed it and then it released the steam.
Yeah. You hear it? You guys hear it?
Mm-hmm. So you can just hold that down and release it until it stops. I don't hear it anymore.
There's tons of steam coming out.
Okay, good. Yeah. Perfect. And then once it's done, then just, you're going to let it stand and then just scrape out the spaghetti squash.
Starting to smell like squash, but can I just ask you, how long do I keep pressing this to release?
Until it stops.
Okay.
Because if you try to open it without releasing it, then you can burn yourself. You don't want to do that.
Okay.
So be very careful with that. And I can tell you the one I just made, so the one that you cut open is very moist, and it looks good. And the one that you cook whole is a little more, I would say stringy than the one you cut in half. So if you have a preference. Still letting off some steam.
Yeah. I mean, not a lot's coming out, but just now it's just mostly noise. So do you think there's no more noise?
You don't see any steam?
Just a little bit. Not
Okay,
like
it's almost there.
okay. I'm very impatient.
Safety first.
Yeah.
We do not want any accidents in the kitchen.
We definitely do not.
No. No. I learned that as a little girl.
So good.
I wish I could partake with you in that. That looks amazing. Still going.
Almost ready? Yeah, I think so. Do you have an Instapot at home?
Yeah, but nothing's coming out, so.
Well, I still see a little bit coming out. There's a lot of steam in there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of hot air for a little pot. My husband says that about me when I get angry. You got a lot of hot air for such a little girl. Okay.
All right, you're probably good. Yeah. So now you can twist it. And then when you open it, I like to lift it like towards me so the steam goes that way and not this way in my face.
I'm scared.
Are you?
Hmm?
So you're just going to twist and then open that way.
No,
kind of like a shield.
I'm afraid that if I didn't let all the pressure out, it's going to explode when I open it.
I think you're good. I think you let enough off.
I don't know.
You just have to twist it. Give it a nice twist. Just twist it and don't do anything. Just twist.
Okay. Just twist. Okay, it's twisting. I'm still
okay.
Like I'm scared.
Okay, so if you just twist,
I never got one of these pots because really working with pressure scares me.
Yeah.
So I can't really give it a twist. I mean, I think I need my grippers. So can I grab that?
Sure.
No, I can't do it, Colette.
What, is Harmony still there?
Well, I don't want her to do it. I don't want her working with something. Yeah, Judy said she's like me. She's afraid of the steam.
Okay, so let's see. When you put it on,
So
when you put it on,
I can't even get it to turn. I put it back.
Okay, so when you put it on, you're going to twist counterclockwise.
Yeah, I got that part. So it's I've got it twisted a little bit. See, you can see it's turning, but I can't get it to turn. Maybe because maybe it's too hot and won't open yet.
Maybe. So if you've twisted it all the way left, then it should just lift.
I know. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
All right. All right, ready?
Ready.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. With intention, right?
Yeah.
Do you see all that coming out of there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see. So they're filled with water.
So take a fork and then you can just kind of pick it up, drain it, and set it on a cooling.
Can I tell you who knew that we'd be on here for 40 minutes past putting the bread in the oven? But yeah, here's the, there you go. Megan's gonna pull the bread out of the oven.
I know. I think mine just Mine just beeps.
Okay. All right, there we go.
And then you let it cool for 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And then you can scrape it out.
Oh yeah, this is scraping out. I mean, it's not cool, but in
Yeah,
the end
let it.
time and no magic of television, it's just pulling right out.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm a little intimidated by the Instapot, but oh, should we put it right here? You can look at it. This is Megan, everybody. You guys have all seen Megan. Say hi to Megan.
Hi, Megan.
There we go. Whoop. Yeah, just oh, that looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's broken open, and then the sesame seeds have,
yeah, so I'll grab mine. I think I heard mine go off too.
Can you guys see all that? Can you see that? Is that great? It looks so good. It looks so good. So I want to remind all of you to get in your last summer barbecue tournament entry for main dishes up until noon tomorrow. Tomorrow is Channel 8, and I'll be doing Channel 8. I don't know what time we're doing Channel 8 tomorrow, so I will either pick the winner right before or I'll pick the winner right after. And I'm really excited to see who it is. We had a tremendous amount of entries this week. Okay, go ahead, Colette.
That's great. I love that you're doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the beautiful thing about the parchment paper too is that you can just lift it out and if you want, and you can set it on another surface to cool off.
Yeah.
And with the bread too, it cooks it like just cooked. If you like it a little more toasty, you can cook it a little bit longer. I like to slice it up and put it in the toaster or however. But you want to let it set.
You test it like with a little poke or anything to be sure it's done, or
you can. I kind of know. I mean, mine was with the chia seeds, and I'm just kind of touching it, and it seems like it might need a few more minutes. But it's a different. You're working with a different consistency with this. But yeah, you can do a test with a knife or a toothpick, but it is definitely a different consistency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice and dry.
Okay, perfect. So you're going to let it set.
I know it's hot. I know it's hot, but just for, let's see, maybe there's a lock on it. No, there wasn't a lock. I was just scared, Frank. Okay, so can I just go ahead and give this a quick, I know it's hot, but just so I can taste it?
Sure.
Okay. So when do you think people might be able to start purchasing this from you, my friend?
They can start now. It's up on my website.
Oh, really?
It is. And a workaround to my packaging is underway.
Run outside and tell her not to leave, that I've got spaghetti squash for her and the bread. Okay, yeah, don't let her leave. Tell her to come in. Got to run before she gets those kids in the car. All right.
Luckily with car seats and all, it takes a little longer time. So yes, I do have that up. I also, so that's on my website. It's not the final packaging that you're going to be getting, but I do have a workaround for that. And for all of you that want the Instant Pot spaghetti squash recipe, you can go and link in my bio, and but you guys aren't on, and I'm just thinking, like, it's on my Instagram, it's not on Facebook, but you can message me, or you can go on Instagram, Wellnes by Colette, and it's a link in my bio, and you can get the free recipe.
Okay. All right. Okay. Colette, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Last, I didn't blow my face off, which is good. The bread is absolutely delicious, and I love every minute of it. And I always love being with you as well, you know.
Love it.
So
I love it. Thank you.
Thank you to everybody else. Remember, post those recipes and gather tonight. We'll pick our famous recipe dinner tomorrow, right before we hit Channel 8. And so Jim Benvenuti says, ciao. Lucy says she's looking forward to reading the recipe. And thank you everybody for joining us. So on the count of 3, are you ready? One,
I'm ready.
3, go out and
spread love like butter. Yay. All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.